Alright, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can load this game up. Oh, it's not recording audio, is it? No, it's not. Hang on. Oh, it is recording audio. Is it also recording? Let me just check sound real quick. Yeah, it is recording. It's just being very low. We'll put some music in the background like this. Alright. Without further ado, in the top left corner, playing as the blue Mala, it is Magicall. Alright, in the bottom right corner, playing as the red Orsum, it's Highdra. Epic battle of champions. Now they're both going for really quick ethers and into an expansion, it seems. So yeah, they're just gonna that ether. You know, it's basically an almost infinite resource as soon as you have the building up. Oh, maybe the tower course shouldn't reflect decals. Oh, we'll see. All right. Anyway, double ether before any production. What about Magicall? Magicall's not going to do the same thing. Why does Orsum need this much ether? I guess he's going to be making some heading into late game. I'm trying to think. There's Hallowers, there's Thrones, there's Sharu. There's all sorts of good jazz, I suppose. Hopefully, we're going to see 25 Pyre. Magicall should be upgrading one of his towers. There it is. Meanwhile, we have Altar of the Worthy out for Magicall. It's gonna get some Bone Stalkers going. Oh, Mala. Never mind, Mass Hunters. No upgrading towers for Magicall. Oh, I take that back. Magicall's also upgrading a tower. Very quickly, actually. Interesting. It's very nice to have a point of healing, especially for your Bone Stalkers that are out collecting Pyre. Ooh, and okay, I didn't see this. Magicall is going for Legion Hall here. So we'll see how that turns out. Double Legion Hole. It's gonna Magicall's Highdra. I mean, it's gonna have a lot of ether going. Also, these are not placed in the same. Okay, I didn't notice this now, but these should probably be on the same Y line, I suppose. This is kind of a bit whack. Got a lot of room back here. Maybe I don't know. Whatever. Got the Monastery of Izur coming in here. So you can mix the Zephyr or just take up. We're gonna have a worker fighting. What the heck am I watching? Okay, so he triggered. he's trying to take the whole thing, but with just one worker. And now Magicall is Hydra's bringing his worker. Oh, Orsum gets it with his one worker. Oh, poor Magicall. That was hilarious. Holy crap! So that whole Pyre camp just got killed by this tower over here and teapots of workers. Okay, now this is some actually 5 Centauri. It's gonna make short work out of this Pyre camp. That was hilarious. Oh, it's straight into Sakals. It's straight into Sakals. Interesting. No Bone Stalkers. Straight into Sakals. Okay, Sakal rushing used to be really strong. It has been nerfed for this patch. Let's see if it's strong enough. We're gonna have Orsuming all over the place. Oh, never didn't upgrade this one yet. Hydra should really upgrade this one. It's gonna give him some passive income. Meanwhile, though, he is gonna take this park out. We only have 3 Sakals. It's not even close enough to deal with this amount of units. One, I don't know. I guess kind of a symbiote, but you know, it's just a model. Yeah, you want to get as much Pyre as possible. Orsum loves that Pyre. You can generate more Pyre with Pyre. Still surprised to not see this one coming up yet, but I guess he kind of forgot about it. It is a kind of a new thing to upgrade your tower cores into citadels. Oh, actually, if Magicall can sneak one shot in here, he actually gets this bar cap. Well, mostly denies. Oh, almost lost his ever. So it's like 5 Zakals. It's not really. I don't know even why Hydra's doing it. I guess because his units are weak and he wants to heal them. He wants to make sure he doesn't lose a single unit. But he could technically win that fight. But you know, doesn't want to lose units. Doesn't have to. Now we got a lot of Zakals coming out. This next wave is gonna be a good amount of Zakals. It's gonna be more difficult. We should probably have some healing particle coming out of the Grow Guardian when these are getting healed. That would be nice, actually. Yeah. All right. Oh, there's some Z level fighting on top of this building. Look at that. Oof. Alright. Sorry, I keep noticing all the graphic stuff now. I shouldn't be. This game is perfect. Alright. Can actually see this thing fighting now. That's very nice. Pyre camp fighting. Okay, so we're gonna have a little fight over this position. Highdra wants to get as many citadels on the map as possible, and doing a really good micro here versus the Skulls, but there are a lot of Skulls. We got Windstep already though. Windstep saving a lot. Look at that micro, but now he has to retreat because these are so weak now. He actually blinks one in, but I don't know if that's not such a good idea. Okay, we got more Skulls coming in. This tower is about to finish, but these are such weakened units, and all the Skulls are nice and fresh and new. And they're gonna stay and fight the Citadel. Okay, he's gonna use Empire Unbroken on this. He has the Pyre to do so. And no Empire Unbroken. And it's up! And he gets to heal! Oh, and he has the position now. Look at that. What is that effect? I don't know. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so this is gonna be much harder for Magicall to break now. Yeah, getting that constant healing, passive healing, and all that damage that the Citadel is doing. Oh, you gotta be careful though. There's a lot of Skulls you're blinking into. Yeah, you want to go back to the tower and heal and chill. Meanwhile, no expansions going on for either players. Let's see. They've been fighting for this for a long time. I just want to see what the teching is in the meantime. It's really nothing. They just keep churning out units. Double Root Cradle for Magicall. He's going to get a lot of upgrades going. He's actually chasing Highdra back. And he could potentially snipe that Citadel. These Skulls are doing so much damage. I think maybe a couple of Magi would be good here to heal these units up while they're fighting the Skulls. I'm going to get a little bit of Pyre. No! Skulls are going to be like, no, we want that Pyre. It's only the lone Pyre here left, and Magicall's definitely getting this Pyre. There it is, Mala coming up and claiming it for herself. There's actually a fight between two Citadels of Highdra here, and we're looking at, will this structure produce anything? Because if there's any, well, Dervish is not going to do anything, but maybe Absolver's. Absolver's not that great versus Skulls either. To be honest, you just need a lot of Centauri and maybe some Magi. Yeah, no. Okay, it's finally started to calm down. At the end of the day, Highdra is quite ahead in supply. He has 3 Citadels going. Still hasn't upgraded his main base Citadel. I think that's an oversight on his part, but it is what it is. And we're gonna have, it looks like we're gonna have an expansion from Magicall here, the Symbiote making it over to this potential 3rd base location. Meanwhile, Hydra's doing the same thing. So both players are gonna chill out a bit. There's a lot of flickering. Okay, it's going away. Nice. Both players are gonna chill out, take some bases, stop fighting, be friends. Hasn't really done anything with this Soul Foundry yet. There's nothing no tech on my, we got Magi now. I think that's a good idea. Magi are stronger now after the latest patch as well. I get some more Pyre. Ooh, and there are Thrums. Did he see the Thrums though? That's the question. I don't know if he did. Oh, meanwhile, I was trying to kill this tower. This is a good move because Thrums might accidentally fly over here. You know, one Centauri sneaking in. This is a nicely placed structure to kind of block a little bit and protect for the workers there. 2 Skulls popping in just at the right time. Didn't even lose a single worker. Meanwhile, the Grow Guardian goes down. Orson shows up to smack down that turret. He wants the turrets for his own. Doesn't want anyone else to take that. Thrums, meanwhile, sneaking in to the main base of Highdra. It's going to take a couple of shots from the Bastion, but in a really good position now to deal a lot of damage to the workers. I'm actually curious how much upgrades Magicall has now, because he has had 2 Root Cradles for a while. I don't know if he's constantly upgrading from them or not. We can't really see that this stage in the game. It's still in alpha, as you can see in the top left corner there. And there's some information that we just don't get. And we got Mala, finally. Magicall is using an ability here to defend, and well used as that. It's going to chase Highdra away, and there's very little Highdra can really do here now. Except give his bodies to Queedle, to Mala. Accept and surrender to Mala. Now we're going to have like a couple of Zephyrs here trying to chase his Thrums away, but it's not that much. They have Windstep though, right. And they're Windstepping into Hollow Ground, which does make them not take any penalty. So, for Windstepping. Meanwhile, Highdra always has another Citadel to retreat to. It's just the rule of Orsum. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Right now, Hydra's just making more basic units, getting this expansion going, losing some workers, all part of the build. And meanwhile, we have a Godheart up and Red Veil, so it's looking like it's gonna be Dread Sisters, or it might just be more upgrades, but probably some Dread Sisters sprinkled in. You always want that, makes that army so much stronger. But no behemoths or anything like that yet. We're still only 90 minutes into the game, and we're gonna have a little bit of fight here. Magicall's trying to retake his Grow Guardian. We've got a lot of reinforcements coming in, and Ooh, these Citadels getting pot shots off of those units. Really want this Pyre camp. Okay, let's get another Pyre camp. Magicall coming out with some Sakals and... Oh, I was gonna try and maybe take this. I think one Empire Broken should save this, but I don't know if he wants to spend 50 Pyre saving this. Oh, it's actually a pillar coming in. He's just gonna like, okay, you're over there with some troops. I'm gonna go over here, and Magicall answering with Red Harvest of himself to try and spawn some Quiddles. But all of Hydra's units have 30% extra attack speed now, and they are on hallowed ground. But actually, they're being chased away, and that pillar was basically for nothing. It's gone. And Magicall is doing really well for himself. Fending that off. Never picked off this Citadel. He was retreating with his units, probably very wisely. He's going to use all that blood to make some of his calls bigger. You got all sorts of VFX happening on the screen now. There you go. Oh. So much blood. Alright, so another fighter. I don't know if this is a good idea by Highdra to attack into this. I don't really know what there's to gain to kill this either. Meanwhile, we have... Ooh, a Soul Foundry. Okay, we're going to use Empire Unbroken now to protect those. Good idea. We actually have a Pyre camp here. Oh, we could try and maybe pick off the Citadel. It's pretty low, but it's just going to ignore it and leave it alone. Meanwhile, picking off this Citadel instead. So, oh, and wind stepping to catch the retreating Sakals. Very good there by Highdra. And Highdra is pulling ahead in supply. What is the tech pattern going to be? Just more basic structures, basic units with some upgrades, it seems. Sticking with tier 1.5 still. Both players are okay. Now we have Dread Sisters here. Hopefully the tech advantage for Magicall will pay off. It would be nice to see. Meanwhile though, they have activated the Ancient One. They're both fighting it from each side. This is going to be a long fight. Unless one of them just gives up. We have Resonance here now. If a Resonance can siege up a position here, that's going to be very hard for Highdra to hold. Highdra with only basic units, although the basic units of, Orsum are really strong. But if we can get, like, some Birthing Storm or something. Actually, Highdra looking to take the Ancient One. Now, Magicall is coming back, trying to deal some damage on his own. And picking up some units here and there. But actually, it is Highdra getting it. Highdra has 300 power, enough for 2 pillars. Although they have a 2-minute cooldown, so you can't cast them all at once. But this is not looking that great for Magicall. Magicall with a tech advantage. With equal, income. Highdra needs to take this either, I think. But still behind in supply. Oh, there was the Rootwise going down. Magicall is going to get some Pyre of his own. Actually, the supply difference is much smaller now. And we have, just making more basic construction structures. That was hard to say. Basic construction structures. Okay, so we do have House of the Fading Saints over here now. So there he can start to make Hallowers if he wants to. Hallowers upgraded Absolver. I don't know why he made House of the Fading Saints, because he's not using the Soul Foundry at all. So maybe he's going to start making Hallowers. It is a good thing to make versus Resonance. Oh, he did use some Pyre. Where did he use that? Maybe he just made more Citadels, I suppose. Yeah, there we go, more Citadels. Again, still hasn't upgraded the tower core in his base, but it is what it is. Alright, we're gonna try and pick off the Scroll Guardian, but we have Magicall's army coming in from the side. Don't want to fight this army. It is quite formidable. It's gonna maybe try and pick off some of the... why is it raining? It's like we got this interesting effect going in front of my screen. I don't know where it came from. Oh well, it is what it is. Meanwhile, finally, Hydra's getting ready to take a 4th base. Magicall hasn't done so himself. Magicall has a lot of extra alloy. He could easily take an expansion actually now. Oh, he is up here. That's very sneaky and I like it. This is kind of smart. Gets to focus on this side of the map. Highdra with a very mobile force. A lot of wind step. Yeah, this is a very mobile force. Makes it difficult to catch him with these spells. This is a good counter to the spellcasters of Magicall, actually. He gets some pot shots off from the Hallower. It's going to be annoying to deal with. More Resonance incoming. And Deep Nest. So it's going to be Behemoth. Unless it's just for upgrades. We'll see. Okay, Mala being used here. And that is going to chase Highdra away. Good idea. Don't want to attack into Mala. Everything that dies becomes a Quaddle. Yeah, it's gonna get generate some Quaddle right now, but it's not really enough. And actually, Magicall is trying to stop this expansion from coming up. This is quite a bold symbol. There's a lot of hell of a damage being dealt in the background, and yeah, Magic's gonna stop that from happening. I mean, pull back. Not quite sure. Oh, but I don't think Hydra wants to attack into this. Magicall has a lot of reinforcements that just came in, and this is gonna be quite difficult. Oh, and the Hallowers are gonna lag behind and maybe taken down. No, gets to retreat in time. Magicall has really well taken control of this area, which is giving him basically a free expansion, putting it on a lot of defensive structures there. Also going to pick off the Ancient One. I don't think Hydra will notice. Oh, actually Hydra is noticing. But not until it's too late already. It's gonna... Oh, but now Magicall's kind of stuck on this bridge, being slightly sandwiched, but not completely, and is actually going to be able to retreat back and be just fine, to be honest. Ooh, a lot of damage though being dealt to these mass hunters. They are quite squishy, and more resonance incoming. Magicall needs those beefy units. Has both a Blood Will now and a Grove Guardian to help heal up his army, and casts Rain of Blood. We're gonna have kaboom! Rain of Blood coming in, but it's not a lot of units, and Magicall has a lot of supply now. I mean, Hydra has a lot of supply. I keep saying Magicall every time I mention a player, I think, but it is what it is. Big concave for Hydra here. Even with Rain of Blood, this is very difficult to deal with, and Magicall's gonna have to retreat. Are there behemoths on the way? There's one, and a lot of Sakalls. So, okay, and there's already one out in the field. So, once Magicall can regroup and get some units out, the supply difference isn't actually that big, and the Pyre difference isn't that big either. And there is another base here that I don't think Hydra knows about. Ooh, but Hydra's taking this base now. Well, Magicall, no, not taking this space. But I think Magicall can, if just Magicall can break out of this with a couple of behemoths, which I think, yeah, here comes a behemoth, here comes a Birthing Storm. And there's just a lot of Hallowers now with very little defense. Get to pick off one of them. There we go. That's something that Magicall's been wanting to do for a long time. Probably don't want to attack into the Citadel though. Here we go. Using Empire Unbroken to defend, and Magicall has to retreat. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of nice firepower from this resonance. It's gonna be difficult. This is a very positional game now. You kind of have to play positional versus Orsum, being a very positional Immortal himself. Well, say thank you for dealing some damage to that. But meanwhile, these expansions going up left and right, and there's very little Magicall can do about this being this positional. And now I have a spammer calling me. Okay, good. Got to remove that. Get like one spam call every day now. It's getting quite annoying. Alright. So Magicall has his position set up. What Hydra doesn't know is that there's a base up here. So there's a nice easy retreat path for Magicall if he ever needs one. Actually setting up Siege Mod. This is gonna start dealing damage to this turret. There's very little Hydra can do about it. But meanwhile, all this time fighting over here. Okay, Magicall's finally taking expansion here because this expansion, this is so sneaky. Okay, here comes a group of mass hunters. This is very smart. If this mass hunters can like go around, discover some stuff, maybe, you know, see what's up with these different bases, that's gonna be huge. And here comes we need vision to see this. Yeah. So yeah, with some Behemoth Quaddle, can start to deal damage to this Citadel. Halber's trying to shoot the Siege Mod from the low ground. And the Mass Hunter's finding the expansion. This is very good for Magicall. Now Magicall pulling apart in supply, taking the positions that he needs, and killing this base off. This is going to be, while taking this expansion for himself, this is such a good move for Magicall. Now this is a nice turning point in the game for him. If he can keep the momentum going, he can maybe turn this into victory. But it's going to be tricky. Hydra is no slouch. It's not that easy to defeat. Hydra still needs to get that ether. Alright. Not ether here either. Hydra doesn't really feel the need to get that ether, it seems. And actually, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a base race now. Hydra's had enough trying to defend this relentless push from Magicall. And Magicall's like, okay, I'm going to take this base, but it looks like I may have to retreat now and defend this. Is he going to keep going, or is he going to go back? He seems to be going back, but it is a very slow army he has. We're going to lose a blood plague. I mean a blood well. No? I guess not. And he's gonna lose a natural though. Meanwhile, And Magical, okay, we got Pillar, we got Rain of Blood, all the abilities are being used now. So Hydra really wants to, you know, get as much damage as he can in this position. He knows he's probably going to lose his army because all of Hydra's forces are coming back and he's stuck here. He cannot retreat. We have 2 Behemoth here who could try and sandwich his army. They're kind of stuck here, not really doing anything. Meanwhile, the base is going to go down if he targets fires it. He doesn't target fire it. If the natural survives, I think Hydra's attack has been for nothing. It's going to try and pick up some Behemoth, and GG, there we have Magical takes the game. What a good fight.